Hi, all. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first session. Okay. So first thing is this shell scripting course prerequisite is Linux knowledge. So last week, I completed one Linux course and uploaded to the YouTube. So if you are not aware of Linux already, I recommend you to go and watch this. Okay, I'm sending the link in the chat. Okay, I can email you as well later. I request you to subscribe to this channel as well. I have full videos available here. All the 5 sessions on Linux. How can you create AWS account? How to create a Linux server? How to connect basic commands, editors, and then administration like user management, package management, process management, service management, network management, and some commands like cut, AWK, find. All those concepts I explained very well in this 5 hours session. Okay, almost 5.5 hours. So I recommend you to go and watch, and I request now to subscribe this. I pasted the link in this channel. I'll be posting more general content here. Something like how HTTPS works, AWS IAM, all those things I will post here as YouTube videos. Okay, thank you. So before starting shell script, let us discuss what is scripting and then what is coding. I explained in many videos about programming, coding, scripting, because many people, they are not aware of what are these things and they are worried about scripting, coding, programming. Okay, first let me give you a full clarity on this. So there is coding. Okay, so in coding we have 2 types. One is programming. I already explained in one of the video yesterday, but again I will do this. And the second thing is scripting. Okay, so we have programming languages, like many programming languages. Those are C, and then C++, Java, .NET, Python, Node.js, and Go language. So all these are programming languages. We use these programming languages to develop something like website or entire software. Okay, so for example, when I visit something like onlinesbi.com, so some developer wrote the code and then they deployed in a Linux server, then I'm able to watch this website here in the browser. Okay, so this is the programming actually. Okay, maybe running on Node.js or something, whatever it is. Okay, so whenever you log in, there will be a complex operations running, whether you are the valid user or not, from where you are logging, and then your network OTP. And if you are transferring some amount to your friend, amount will be deducted from your account, credited to your friend account, and you will get alerts and your friends will get alerts. There will be a lot of things happening in the background. So all those complex things include this programming. Okay, so there will be a lot of database updates, and then session updates, session management, and authentication, authorization. Every operation is running in the background. So programming is the responsible thing for that. Okay. One second. Yeah. So programming is the responsible part for this. So this is the programming. And in coding, another type is scripting. So this scripting is simple manual tasks. The automation of simple manual tasks. So developers will not do scripting. Okay, they are able to do, but the main responsibility who will do the scripting is like system administrators, Linux admins, and then DevOps, cloud engineers, database. Nowadays, everybody has to do scripting. Okay, because we cannot rely on the manual tasks. If you do manual tasks, then we don't know how many errors we can produce, how the system will respond, all those disadvantages we have. If you do manually, errors may come and we don't know who is to, and immediately we cannot trace. Can't trace what went wrong. And another important thing is we cannot version control. Okay. A simple task is like, for example, your application may be generating lot of log files in your server. Okay. So usual script we do is every 2 weeks, every day, we need to delete log files more than 2 weeks ago. Okay, otherwise, for example, your application is running from last 1 year, 2 years. Every day it is producing one log file. Your Linux system will blast with too much storage, okay, too much memory. So that is why we don't need logs more than 2 weeks ago. We need to delete every day. So you cannot go into the Linux server, log into the server and check the previous files older files more than 2 weeks ago, and you cannot delete it manually. That is like a very hectic task. Okay, so here we can do a simple scripting. Okay, so before writing something, don't worry about the syntax, don't worry about how to write, don't worry about what is there inside scripting. Don't think anything of this. Okay, so there will be a simple concept called algorithm. Okay, so generally before doing something in programming or scripting, whatever it is, okay, before doing some coding, you need to write your steps. Okay, how should I perform the, how should I do this task, how should I complete this task? So all these things you need to write it simply. So now the task is delete files more than 2 weeks ago. This is the task. So generally don't think about in a coding perspective. Okay, first you need to find the folder. Okay, this is the first step you need to do. Okay, for example, here I have something. Now I will ask you to remove all the files related to the PDF. Okay, so what you do generally, either you can go to the each PDF and then you can delete like this. Okay, you can come here, you can delete, you can come here, you can delete, or instead of that, you just come here in search and type PDF. You will get all the PDFs, then select everything and delete. Okay. So this is how you do manually, right? Similarly here, inside, once you are writing algorithm, first you need to find which folder. Okay, go to that folder, and then here you need to check the file. For example, in this downloads folder itself, I will ask you to delete files more than 2 weeks ago. Then you come here and you check the date. You will compare with the current date. If it is really more than 2 weeks ago, then you will delete it. So you need to check each and every file. So here, just write check each and every file, creation date. Okay. So again, if creation date is more than 2 weeks, then delete. If creation date is not more than 2 weeks, then don't do anything. So these are the steps, right? You can write it in your mother tongue or however you can write. Okay, sorry, creation date, not data. Some verify if I have given any mistake. Okay. So this is how you check, and that's the end of the script. So while write this is how you write the steps first, and while writing the code really, while writing the code really in the editors, now you check here, check each and every file, creation date. Okay. So how you get each and every file? So for that is we use loops. Okay. And to check really a file is more than 2 weeks ago or not, you will use something like conditions. Okay, that's it. So these two. So finally, I want to say in any programming or any scripting, basically in every coding, there are few concepts. One is variables and the other is data types and conditions, loops, functions. Okay, so that's it. These are the only 5 concepts we use in 95% of our any coding or any 95% of coding in any language. Okay, either scripting or programming, we use these concepts only. If you are able to write down these steps, then it doesn't matter which programming or which scripting you use. Okay. So you can just go here and the same thing, you can write it in Python. Python deleting files more than 2 weeks ago. Okay. So this is the for loop. This is the if. That's it. Then you can see if it is passed, then remove. Syntax doesn't matter actually. Syntax is only 10% of the overall task. 90% is planning, how you are doing. 10% is coding. Okay. So in this overall shell scripting course, we will write first how to do it when we are discussing about the projects, what are the steps to do, and then later we can go for coding. So once you learn this shell script, then if you want to do same thing in a Python also, just write these things and search the Python syntax, understand that. Okay, understand that. See, you are going to this path and then you need to do some for loop and then if condition, if pass, then remove it. Otherwise, don't touch it. That's it. Okay, you can see here. So actually, clients doesn't matter how you are doing. Okay, if they ask you to develop a website for their company or for their business, they don't care which programming language, which scripting you use in the background. Okay, so they want the website to be up and running. They want their business running continuously without downtime. So based on our company feasibility, based on the resources we have, and then we select the programming language and then scripting language. So Python can be used as both programming and scripting. Okay, that is the special feature of Python. Okay. Yeah. So first understand these things, then you will not worry at all about shell scripting. Okay. So many of us may have studied C language. Okay, in C language we have int I equal to 0, something like that, and then conditions, if condition, for loop. So all those things we will write it here while developing our projects. First, we will learn these concepts. Okay, we will learn these concepts and then we will go to we will do few projects, then you will get full understanding. And in later in your projects, if you get some tasks, then you can easily do it. Okay, so now first thing we do is environment setup. Okay, so all of you should have AWS account because Linux servers we are creating in AWS account. It is free tier. There will be 0 charges. Okay, you no need to worry at all. If you use only, then you will get charged. So log into your AWS account. So that's how you will be logged in like this. Okay. Even you are not aware of AWS, doesn't matter. Okay, here we are using very, very basic services of AWS. Anybody can just watch and then do it. Okay, so come here first, search for VPC. Okay, VPC is nothing but virtual private cloud. Just go to VPC. And if you see here, I'm in Mumbai region. Okay, so make sure whenever you log in, you will be in Mumbai region, or you can be in any region, but you need to remember where you are. So mostly we are from India. I'm using Mumbai region. In VPC, here there will be an option right side, security groups. Okay, create one security group. Security group is nothing but firewalls here. In Windows also we have firewall setup. That is nothing but security group. If you are aware of any other cloud like Google Cloud or Azure, that is also fine. Doesn't matter. Okay. Allowing all ports. That is the description. And by default, you will be able to select the default VPC. You don't need to touch this. Okay. Then here add rule and select all TCP. Basically, you are opening every Linux system have 65,536 ports from 0 to this. Okay. And then you will use this one 0.0.0. Basically open to the old. That's it. You can write description, create security. So this is very simple. Okay, you no need to worry about it. Just you are creating one firewall to open all the ports. This is the first task. Okay, so after this session, you can just go through the recording and then practice this again. So once VPC is over, now let us come to EC2. Okay, go to instances here. Now we are launching one Linux instance. Okay, click on launch Linux instance. You can name it anything. I'm naming it as shell scripting. You can name basically any name. And then here we are going to use CentOS 8. Okay, remember this. CentOS 8 is exactly same as Red Hat Enterprise Linux. This is the distribution we use in our projects and companies. This is like Red Hat Enterprise Linux. But RHEL is like not free. Okay, it is licensed. But CentOS 8 or CentOS is free. Okay, so that is why we use CentOS 8. So give name here, and then here when it comes browse more AMIs, click on this, and here you can search CentOS 8. Okay, and enter. Come here, AWS Marketplace AMIs, and there will be CentOS Stream 8 by Amazon Web Services. Okay, select this. Okay, this is free. You don't need to worry. This is not. This is comes in free tier. Click on continue. Okay, basically what you are doing, you are selecting the operating system. Okay, and then instance type. Select t2.micro only. This is the free tier. If you select others, then they will charge you. Okay, select t2.micro only. And then here key pair. Okay, if you know Linux, I think you know what is key pair. Otherwise, you just go and then watch this Linux course. Okay, I explained very well about this. Okay, so here create new pair. You can name it anything. I'm naming it as shell scripting. Okay, I'm naming it like this. Okay, first let us download this PEM format and then later we connect using Putty. I will show you how can you do this. Okay, I'm just clicking on create key pair. So when you create key pair, this is private key will be downloaded to you. Okay, you can see here .pem file is downloaded. And then in network setting, you can just select existing security group that we just created, allow all. Okay, storage is nothing but hard disk here. Then you can just keep it as 10 GB. Okay, that's it. Launch the instance. So this is the one-time setup we do, like creating security group. Now you created the server. Okay, whenever you use this, whenever you are practicing, then keep it running. Otherwise, when you complete the practice, then just go and terminate. Okay. So terminating when you are not practicing AWS, that is always good. Okay. So it will take 1 or 2 minutes to come into the running stage here. Okay, when you click this, you will get the IP address. So this is the IP address. Okay. Username for CentOS is nothing but the CentOS. This is the username. And password, we are not using password, we are using private key. Okay. That is just now we downloaded. So you know how to connect the Linux server. That is SSH-I path to your private key. Okay. And then username @ IP address. Okay, so this is how you will connect to the Linux server. So a simple diagram, if I need to show you here. So this is our laptop. We have our Linux server in Mumbai. Okay, from here to here, you will use SSH. Okay, basically you are passing the information. And just say CentOS @ IP. Okay. So now you install something like Git bash. Okay. Very simple installation. Just download for Windows and click next. You will get that Git bash, and then go to the Windows, search Git bash. You will get a prompt like this. Okay. So I downloaded the private key, right? It will be inside downloads folder. And then here there will be a file called shell scripting. Okay. So like this. Now SSH-I, your PEM file, username @ IP address. Okay, then just enter S. You will be inside the server. Okay, so this is how we will connect to the Linux server through SSH. Okay. So in companies, but practically mostly we use Putty. Okay, it doesn't matter whatever you use. Okay, these are all SSH softwares. SSH softwares are nothing but we have many: Git bash, Putty, and then Mob Extreme. many. It is just like a browser. For example, you can use Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome, Safari, Opera, or whatever you use. You are just using the browser to connect to the website, right? So here you can use anything. You can use Putty, you can use Git Bash, you can use mobile stream, doesn't matter. Okay, nobody cares. So, but Putty is something very handy. Okay, so that's why we use Putty here. Okay, you can just download Putty. Just type download Putty. Okay, you will just click on download and click next, next, next. You will get the software. Then type Putty here. Okay, in your Windows, if you type, but Putty, it uses PPK format. You can't connect server using PEM and Putty. Okay. So what you need to do is convert PEM file into PPK, which is nothing but Putty private key. So how to convert? If you had selected, for example, here, when I was selecting create key pair, okay, here when I was selecting create key pair, can use name or you can just give PPK, then you no need to convert. Okay. Otherwise, if you have PEM file, I'll show you how to convert in your Windows. Just search Putty gen. Okay, this is the Putty gen. Click on load. You need to load your private key. Okay, here, come here and then select all files. So this is the PEM file. Select this. Okay, then it is loaded. Then create save private key. Okay. Are you sure you want to save this without password? Just click on yes. Use the same name. Okay, what is the same name? Shell scripting key. Remove .pen. That's it. Save. Then done. So now here you will have your shell scripting -key.ppk. So just open with Notepad++. And then it is like this. Okay. Use Putty gen. Load PEM file. Save. Okay. Now you can get into Putty. Okay. Here, observe carefully. Give one session. For example, I am giving it as shell. Okay. So give one session name here, shell, and go to connection data. Here we are using CentOS 8. This is the username, and click on SSH here and here plus symbol. Okay, click on SSH plus symbol and there will be authentication. Here credentials option. Now you need to select your PPK file. Okay, and come to session, save it. If you don't save, it will not be saved. Okay, just save it. And then you can select. Here you need to give your IP address because every time our IP address will be changed. So that is why. Now let me cancel this and then open again. Give Putty. Search Putty in your Windows. Okay, click on the session. Give your IP address here. Load. Okay. Give your IP address here. Open. That's it. Then it will ask you accept. Okay, now you are in Putty's. Okay, closing again. In your Windows, select Putty. You will get prompt like this. Give your IP address. If you want to change something, for example, session, I selected this session, load, and I want to change the appearance. Okay, bold, and I'm increasing the font size. Okay, then save. That's it. Okay, now I'm giving IP address and click on open. Okay, now you can see here you are logged inside the EC2 instance. So these are the very basics you should understand. So all these things I explained in our Linux course. Okay, just make sure to complete that, or if you are aware, that is not a problem. So now you are inside Linux server. How can you write? Usually you can use something like Windows editor. I'm just installing vim. Install vim. So writing something inside the Linux server, it is not like user friendly. Okay, so there you will not have much options to write. Okay, I will increase even more font size. Select your session, load, appearance. Okay, I'm increasing to 14. Then don't forget to save. Okay. So let me close this and then open with big font. Sorry. Okay. And here, open. Okay. So basically here you can write something like example.sh, and you can write something here, but this is not that much user friendly. Okay, so better we don't write scripts inside here. Let us take one IDE. IDE is nothing but integrated development environment. So usually developers, they use Java developers, they use Eclipse, IntelliJ, something like that, those editors. But for scripting, we can use like Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code. That is fine. So in this course, we use Notepad++. Okay? Just you install Notepad++, very simple. This is the IDE. Okay. So usually you can do things like from your laptop. Okay. This is your laptop. You will have Notepad++. Okay. You do here, and then you push it to the central repository generally. If you are aware of Git concepts, you push to the central repository. Just like GitHub. Okay, and inside Linux server, you pull this. Okay, so this is how you can do developing in your laptop, pushing to the central repository, and then pulling here, clone and pull. Okay, so for this purpose, you need to understand Git. So if you are not understanding it, if you understand Git, you can follow this way. Otherwise, we cannot learn Git immediately. So that's why what I can do is, so there will be something called WinScp. We use this in our projects as well. Just install that as well, WinScp. Okay, just download WinScp for Windows and then click next, next, next. It will be installed. Okay, now let us connect to WinScp as well. Type WinScp in your Windows. Okay, so this Git bash is mini Linux. Okay, so here inside your Windows, you can run Linux commands. Okay, so this WinScp is opposite. Okay, it is like mini Windows environment to your Linux server. So here, just come like this and click on new site, give your username, Centos, and then select advanced. So this software is also from Putty company, SSH key exchange authentication. Click and then select your private key. Okay, shell scripting key. Okay. And what is your host name? That is nothing but your IP address. Save. You can give any name. For example, I am giving it as shell course. Okay. Then login. Click yes. The left side is your Windows, right side is your Linux. Okay, you can just drag and drop anything here. Okay, then file will be copied. If you want to download from here to here, then you can again just do drag and drop. So from left to right, right to left, you can do anything. Okay, so this is just like transfer. How can you transfer files from your local Windows to the Linux server that is using WinScp? Okay, in background, it uses FTP protocol, that is, we call it as file transfer protocol. Okay, so here we will create, for example, in shell scripting, every script will have the extension of SH, is nothing but shell. Okay, now in right side, I am in which folder? Home CentOS folder. You can see here, home CentOS. I am writing one script, file hello world.sh. Okay, I am creating here. When you create here, nothing but you are creating inside the Linux server. Okay, so but just need to write something. Okay, for now, I create. Okay, so when WinScp you first launched it, go to the options and preferences. There will be editors. Click on editors, and I'm removing for now. Click on add, select external editor, browse. Okay, by default, it uses normal Notepad. Okay, normal Notepad, we will not have many options. Okay, just go to your program files or program files 86. There will be a Notepad. Maybe in program files. any of this, Notepad++, select this .exe, okay, and okay. Then you have to keep this at the top. Click on up, up, up. Okay. So that is how you select Notepad++ as IDE into WinScp. Okay. This font. Yeah, but anyhow, we will not use this much. Okay, come here, click on new file. Now I am giving it as hello world.sh. Okay, so then by default it will be opened inside your Notepad++. Here now first shell scripting, what should be your first line? That is hash exclamatory /bin/bash. Okay, this should be your first line. So we call this as Shebang. Shebang is you need to declare the path. You need to declare the path of interpreter. To let Linux server know how to execute your shell script. Okay, so this will be an important interview question. What is Shebang? Shebang is the first line in the shell scripting, so that we let Linux server know how to execute the script. Okay, you are writing something, then who will maybe you may write properly, or you may not write properly. So who will know how to execute the script is nothing but this one. Okay, so at this path, we will have the executor of shell script. So that will run each and every line of your code, and it will give you the result. Okay, so this is the Shebang. Now I am writing our first thing, hello world. Echo is nothing but to print. Okay, I am learning shell script. Okay, so when you save this, then what is happening here? Your WinScp is transferring your file from your Windows to Linux. You can see here completed. This will automatically transfer. Okay, so now if I show you through the diagram, you write here in Notepad++. Okay, there will be WinScp. This file transfer. Okay, from here and then to the EC2 server. This will transfer. This will take the responsibility of transferring the file to Linux server. Okay, that is why it is called as file transfer protocol software. Now, if you just come here and then do ls-l, then hello world.sh. So you do some changes here, and then immediately it will, and after saving, immediately it will transfer. Hello, I'm just writing and then Control S, then immediately it will transfer. Okay, you can see. So this is why we use WinScp. So this whole setup you do today. Okay, you create AWS account if you don't have, and then create one security group that will be useful for our entire course. Okay, we will be doing everything, and then download Putty, download WinScp, download Notepad++, and then create the security group and launch the instance. As I said, you need to select CentOS 8. Okay. You can select directly PPK there and set up your Putty, set up your WinScp, connect to it and run the first hello world script properly. Okay. So this is what you should do today. Okay, so today one more important point I will tell you, and then we can end this. Okay, now I'm giving date command. So I'm getting something. Let me check any other formats. If you are not aware of the command, you can always go for --help. Okay, for example, I want in this format, okay, year, month, and date. So what you need to give date, percentile, F. Okay, date, percentile. So we need to give. I just forgot. Generally, what I give here. Check. Okay, percentile. Okay, let me just search this. Date format in Linux. Okay, just we need to give plus symbol. Okay, so if you give this, then you will get the date. How can I get this command? So now the question you will get in interview. How to run a command inside shell script and get the output. Okay, so this is the question you will face in interviews. So for that purpose, you need to understand first variables. Okay, so variables is a first basic concept in any coding. Okay, either scripting or programming. Variables is the first immediate concept, basic concept. Okay, so if you remember in our childhood, we will be declaring like this: x equal to 1, y equal to 2, z equal to 3. And then we do a lot of arithmetic operations, and at the end we submit. Okay, so this is for the simplicity purpose. So entire computers, entire software technologies are based on, to the low level, mathematics is the base for everything in computer. Okay, similarly in programming languages also you use variables. Okay, why we use variables is, now let us write one script. I'm just writing 01 variables.sh. This is the first statement. Okay, hash exclamatory bin bash. Now let us write something. For example, we are printing like this. Hi Ramesh, how are you? Ramesh. What are you doing, Ramesh? So for example, I need to write like this in shell scripting. Okay, 01 variable.sh. How you run is nothing but sh. Okay, how you run shell script is sh space shell script name. Okay. So why you are getting like this? Now let us see. If you want to treat this cat hyphen a 01 variables.sh. Now you can see the hidden characters. These are hidden characters. So what I'm doing here, I'm writing inside Windows and then I'm transferring to the Linux. So Windows operating system has a character, this one, $. Okay, this says it is written in Windows. To change that, you just come here, go to edit, end of the line operations, end of the line conversion, go to Linux format and then save it. Now, if you do this cat hyphen a, then you can see $. Dollar is the Linux format. Okay, so this one is Windows line ending. Dollar is Unix or Linux, whatever. But always you choose end of the line conversion Linux and save it, then it will go automatically. Okay, now I am doing like this SH printing. Okay, you are getting this. If you want to change from Ramesh to Suresh, what you have to do? Every area you have to do Suresh and then Suresh and then Suresh like this. Then you run, it will happen. If you have 3 lines, then it is fine. You can change it easily. But if you are using this in 300 lines, you cannot go to each and every line and change it. Okay, so that may cause some human error also if you forget to change in single line. So that is where we have a variables concept. So variable concept, what it does is you declare one place, then it will reflect everywhere. You don't need to worry how many places. Okay, so this is the variable concept everywhere. So generally in shell scripting, if you remember, see, then you do like this int I equal to 0. You are doing like this. Okay, so this is the variable name and this is the variable type. You are saying this is going to be integer. For example, int I equal to 10 also you can give. Okay. So in shell scripting, you no need to worry about the data types. This is the data type. You can just directly give your something like this variable name equal to, there should not be no space like this. Okay, it is wrong. Okay, this is wrong in shell script. Just you need to give variable name equal to and the text. Okay, I'll tell you more about data types in next classes in shell script. So for now, variable name, generally the recommendation is to use capital letters equal to Ramesh. Okay, now how can I do this is here name equal to Ramesh. Okay, and then here instead of this one, you just need to give dollar like this. Okay, or you can just give dollar only, dollar name. So then it means double quotes are important. Okay, don't forget this. Then it means this line will go and fetch the value of Ramesh. And everywhere, wherever you are using, you can give like this. Now, if you just run this, then Ramesh. If you want to do something else, then just give Sachin. That's it. Okay, so variable is following something on, like generally we call it as dry. Don't repeat yourself. Okay, don't repeat the same thing. Just declare at one place, and then call it. So that is the concept of variables. Okay. So we can stop till here today. All of you just go and do the setup as we discussed and complete the today's session. Daily try to complete the session on the same day. Okay, you will get the recording in the website, same website how you logged in, and then within 2 hours, okay, there watch the recording again, practice it, then that's it. That is the best way. If you are not confident, practice it multiple times. And again, I'm saying if you are not aware of the Linux concepts, then you can visit my channel here. Okay, this is in English. I'm pinging in the chat again. Okay. Yeah. So now let us take few questions. So you can raise your hand. Srinivasa, okay, you have some question?
Yeah, good morning, Shiva.
Yeah, good morning, Srinivas. Yeah.
Is this shell scripting is enough for DevOps and AWS people?
Yes, this is enough. This is more than enough. See, I'm teaching everything in shell scripting. Okay. So maybe I will tell 2 or 3 examples, right? In projects, you may face different kind of tasks. Okay. But any task you face, just follow this approach. Like I said, something like algorithmic way of approach. Then using these concepts, whatever I'm telling here, variables, conditions, functions, loops, you can use those concepts to create any number of scripts.
What about Linux? That is whatever 5 videos you make.
Yes,
so
that is enough.
That is for enough for day-to-day DevOps people.
Yes, exactly. Okay, that is intermediate level.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And one more thing, Shiva, actually, I want to discuss with you. Is this right platform to discuss, or I can call and discuss?
Which one? Recording? If you is recording shell scripting, you can discuss now. Otherwise, we can connect off.
No, this is not shell scripting.
Yeah, then we connect offline. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Aparna, you have some question? Aparna? You can unmute. Okay. Karra Sandeep. Yeah, hi. Sorry, your voice is not clear.
I don't have any questions. I just record the question. I have repeated the class once again and
Yeah, repeat the session. That's good. Thank you.
Hi, sir. Good morning, sir. Aparna here.
Yeah. Hi, Aparna. Good morning.
Sir, actually, I want to, sir, what is shell scripting, sir, and why it is used for DevOps?
Okay, so as I said in the beginning, if you have some manual task, right? So this is the one of the example. You have to delete the files more than 2 weeks ago. Generally, what you do in Windows, if you are using your Windows laptop from long time, you will have a lot of files, right?
Yes.
So at that time, what you have to do, you have to go and then delete the unused files so that you will get some memory. So similarly in Linux server, there will be lot of log files. every day your application is running, it will write lot of log files. So to delete those log files, you need to log into the server and delete them manually. Instead of doing the task manually, you can just simply write shell script to do the manual task. So ideally, you no need to log into the Linux server. Whatever the manual task you have, you can just write the shell script and then you can schedule it. It will do automatically every day. Okay. For example, if you do this one, then a script will run daily at 2 a.m. and delete the files more than 2 weeks ago. Okay, this is one of the example. Like this, we have many manual tasks in Linux servers that can be automated.
Okay, is the shell script only processor or we have any other processes?
So if it is Linux server, the native scripting is shell scripting only.
Okay.
Okay.
It
So
is
first you
for
should learn native
PowerShell.
scripting.
uh,
No, PowerShell is for Windows. PowerShell is for Windows. You cannot use Linux shell script in Windows.
Okay.
Can you write .NET program in Java?
No, sir.
No, right? So that's it. So Linux has shell. So you need to write shell scripting. Windows has PowerShell. There you need to write PowerShell scripting.
Okay. Sir, how can I approach you, sir, to talk with you? Only through email
Okay.
or any
So
number?
first of all, so this is the basic course, right? You can, every one of you can go to the community chat here. Okay, so we have
Not
community
about
chat.
subject, sir. I need to talk something else.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I will send you. Okay, I have your number. Then I'll connect with you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, most welcome. Surendra, you have some question?
Hi, Shiva, are you audible now?
Yes.
Shiva, why we need to write the shell scripting in Notepad++, Shiva, and we can write scripting directly in Linux instance, right?
Yeah, you can write, but if the script is like 200, 300 lines, how can you write? You will not have the mouse option to go easily, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So can you write a Java code in the Linux server, or you use any IDE like Eclipse?
Sorry, Shiva. Actually, I am not expecting
No.
programming. Yeah.
It's okay, fine. So in Linux server, this is the black terminal. You will not, so they will not give you any graphical user interface.
Okay.
Okay, so suppose if I open this in VIM editor here,
Okay.
I need to use keyboard only. So this
Okay.
is not flexible to write. So that is why we always use IDE.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And one more question, Shiva. And why we have created the security group before creating the instance? We can mention the security group while creating the instance as well, right?
Yes, that also you can do. I just shown you because if you create the security group, every day we will create one Linux server. So then you will end up in creating multiple security groups. So just for clarity, I created before that. You can follow, however, see here it is asking you to create security group. Then there will be many security groups every day. You will just create it and then left. So otherwise you can just select the existing security group. There are no charges for creating security group, no worries.
Okay.
Okay. An important thing, just delete the server.
Okay.
Whenever you complete the practice.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'll delete.
And is Shebang line is a must and should, Shiva, while writing the shell script?
Yes, must and should. Otherwise, shell scripting will not know how to execute.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. For example, if I remove this.
Okay.
So by default, .sh is getting from the WinSch. If it is giving right now, it may work because it is a simple thing. Okay. But in next classes, it will not work.
Okay, Shiva.
Okay, I'll show you.
Yeah. Thanks for the clarification.
Most welcome. Sudhir Reddy, you have some question?
Yeah, means just want to know, we will also discuss about SCD and ARC in this class.
Yes, Yes, we will discuss.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, while doing this setup, if you have any doubts, okay, you have the community chat option. You can ask here. Okay, you can write your question and answers. I think you are the one. If you face any problems while setting up, then you can always log your questions here. Then okay, we will address. I'll address. Thank you. Nagul, Meera, you have some question?
Yeah, hi Shiva. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, bro.
Shiva, generally you are logging the Linux server through the PEM file, right?
Yeah.
But in the real time, generally we are not sharing the PEM file to anyone, right? It is a very
No, you
secure
don't
one.
share. Yeah, it is very
Yeah,
secure.
then how can we log in without PEM file? We have to create the username and password, right?
No, see there is two ways. You can go for username and password. You can go for PEM file. PEM file is that you don't share. If you want access, you create your own PEM file. Then you will update the administrator. He will update.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
so
is
I
what.
told. Yeah.
If the admin is having the PEM file, and even admin also not use the PEM file, right?
Admin ideally can do anything.
Yes, but generally we create the one username and password, and in the username and password, then you can teach the username and password way, then it is better, right?
Username and password is not the secure way. Username and private key is the secure way.
Okay.
Your password can easily be theft. If someone sees while you're typing, it can be easily theft by other persons, right?
Yeah, obviously, but we can change the password, right? But the secure key,
No, bro.
we can. It
See,
is a
you don't need
very big
to. You don't
one.
need to too much worry on that. Okay, so I explained already in the Linux sessions.
Yes.
Okay, private key is the secure thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So why you are using fingerprint instead of typing the password? Still you can change, right? In your mobile,
Yeah.
instead of giving the password, why are you using fingerprint?
It is a unique
Because
one.
it cannot be theft. It cannot be theft, right?
Yes.
But still you can change your PIN code again and again. How many times you change? You don't know who else is watching you.
Yeah.
So that's why private key is the secure thing.
Okay.
Don't worry too much on this. You can use it anyway.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Subhash, you have some question?
Yeah, hi Shiva, good morning. So what is the major difference between Shell and Python?
Okay, so Shell is the native scripting. Okay, in Linux server, even you create Python script, in background it calls the Linux commands only. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to understand between the native and then hybrid, okay, native is always powerful. For example, you go to US, the first preference goes to native, right? The second preference goes to foreigners. So similarly, in Linux, you can do 100% of things using shell. Okay, but other hybrid scripting like Python is not originally from Linux, right? It is something else programming language. This may not do 100%. Okay, and in background it uses shell scripting only.
So all like variable thing and all those loops all will be the same. I mean, it will be using from.
Yeah. So if you are working inside Linux server, then 100% you can use this shell. Okay. From Linux, if you are calling other systems like API calls, then you can go for Python. Okay. Linux also can do that, but Python has more easy way. But shell is mandatory if you are working as a DevOps developer cloud. First, learning shell is mandatory. Python is optional based on the project. They may ask, they may not ask. Okay. Yeah. Shell scripting is the father of scripting.
Thank you, Shiva.
Sai Charan, you have some question?
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Right now I'm using Linux OS. Do you have to
Nice.
install this WinScp?
Oh, you mean like Ubuntu desktop?
Yes, Ubuntu.
Yeah, then no need. You can just write it in your, you no need to create any AWS account, nothing, just to practice this.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's good. Fanindra? Hi.
Your Nicholas plus is in the interface with Linux. Instead of that, you can interface with,
Sorry, your voice is not clear. Not clear.
here WinScp or interface with Notepad. Instead of
Yeah.
interface with VS Code also.
Yeah, you can use VS Code also. Just follow the same process. Okay. So first do this with Notepad++. Later tomorrow's session, I will use VS Code as well. Okay. VS Code is more flexible.
Yeah, one thing simply is a shell and bash both are same.
Yeah, both are same. Both are same. Okay, I will tell you the history of shell in later sessions. Okay, but if we think more theoretically, then it is not good. First, let us complete something practical, and later we will understand the background of it. Prasad, you have some question?
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
So, as we have many Linux distributors, why we are using CentOS instead of Ubuntu? Any particular reason?
Yeah, generally, more companies, they prefer Red Hat Enterprise Linux for their support and then support from Red Hat company. Okay, but if you use Ubuntu, you will not get the support. It is community, right?
Okay.
So if you face some problem, you need to go and search in the internet, raise some questions, get the answers.
Yes.
But if you use RHEL, you will get the immediate answer. Suppose your project has some critical business of banking. If you are facing something, then they will come in immediately and they will help you. For that, they will charge.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome. Gautam, you have some question?
Yeah, hi Shiva. I have a doubt regarding shell scripting. Yeah, do we require for Azure DevOps shell scripting?
The shell scripting, any person in IT, if you have it in your resume, then you will get some advantage. Okay.
Oh.
Because as I said,
actually,
96% of the servers in the world, including supercomputers, runs on Linux server. If you want to do something inside Linux, then it is better way to know Linux, shell scripting and Linux.
yeah, you have created some AWS account,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
You have created a private request. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is AWS cloud, right? In Azure cloud also we'll be using anything similar
Yeah,
to
in
like
Azure cloud, like Azure VM, you can create. So basically, I want server. It can be in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, where you can install Oracle VM, Oracle VMware also in your laptop, but that will consume too many resources. Okay, so, but let us get into the cloud world. Okay, at least create your AWS account that will not charge you. Okay.
okay.
Or if
Can
you
you
have
show
Azure,
us
yeah,
Azure also, Shiva, like how to do?
you have Azure account.
Yeah.
Then you should know how to create that server, right? Already. See, that doesn't matter actually. You can go to any YouTube video and then just type how to create VM in Azure. Then you will get. Okay. You will get a clear picture.
Okay.
Clear steps they will show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to talk with you personally, Shiva. Where can I connect?
Okay, I'll connect with you.
Yeah, okay.
Raji, you have some question?
Yeah, yes, basically I'm very beginner, sir. Actually, I'm not able to understand today's class. I'm not having any knowledge.
So that's why I asked you to go and refer Linux first.
Okay. This class is regarding to Linux.
This is shell scripting. What is your background? Which year
Because
you completed?
if I 2015, sir, so much gap.
Which branch?
MCA computer. MCA.
Oh, it's fine. Then you learned a lot of computer concepts, right? So just go to
Lot
the
of
Linux.
gap between.
It's fine. It's fine. Just you need to understand what I'm saying. That's it. Okay. Just first complete the Linux course.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Just 5 hours. You can spend full time today and then complete it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So we can stop till here today. So if you have any burning questions, you can always write here. Okay. I'll start replying from here. You can use discussions or question and answer, anything. Okay. So thanks for joining today. We'll see you in tomorrow's session. Okay, have a nice day. Just practice, complete the practice, do the setup, then you will be in a good position. Thank you so much. And my personal request is just to subscribe this channel because I'll be posting a lot of content in future sessions. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you, Shiva. Bye-bye.